Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another Saturday Theory. My name is Lightfoot, and in this series, we bring a music production tip to you in 60 seconds or less. But today, we're going to do 120 seconds because we're going over the often misunderstood but overly utilized tool that is compression. So let's get into it. Let's start by adding a compressor to our audio track and hitting play, and you'll see that gray waveform with the peaks and valleys. This represents our signal, and those peaks are our transients or our loudest parts, and those valleys are our quietest parts. This is also what's called dynamics. So let's say we're working on a song, and in the context, the transients are just too loud, but we still kind of want those quiet parts audible. A compressor is a good tool to utilize. So let's move the threshold of the compressor down to about -10 dB, and notice how that line is now just below the peak of the transient. We have now told the compressor that anytime signal goes above that line, it should do something. So now let's set our ratio to 2:1. See how that yellow line is now reacting to the signal? Well, that represents our gain reduction and shows how the compressor is turning down the signal every time it goes above the threshold line. The ratio tells the compressor how much it should turn down a signal that's above the threshold line. So in the case of a 2:1 ratio, it'll turn down any 2 dB above the threshold to 1 dB. The higher the ratio, the more attenuation of the signal. So you can think of it as 2:1 ratio being kind of light compression, 3:1 being moderate, and so on and so forth. After you set your ratio and threshold parameters, you can now control the response time of the compressor, and we can do that using attack and release. And so the quicker the attack, the quicker the compressor is going to react to a signal going above the threshold line, and the quicker the release, the quicker the compressor is going to let go of the signal once it drops below the threshold line. Now you just need to turn up the output to make up the gain that you lost in gain reduction throughout compression, and that's compression 101 right there. I hope y'all dug this one, and I'll see you here next Saturday for another Saturday Theory. Peace.